Hi ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mesbah and this is my friend Nabeel. Today we're here to talk about a complex local political issue that I had to research for one of my classes, and the issue I picked was the Atlantic Yards housing project in downtown Brooklyn. And I explored some controversy surrounding that issue. One side is the Forest City Ratner development group who's in charge of building the project, and the other side are some of the residents of Brooklyn who are angry over this project because they claim that it's going to drive people of low-income background out of the area. So we're here to discuss the issue, and so the idea is we're going to talk about some of the points. We're going to go back and forth, and we want you to let us know of your opinions regarding this matter in the comment section. So let's get started. One of the first questions I have about this is the issue of eminent domain. That City of New York used their power to take control of some private property, and instead of using it by themselves, they gave it to another private entity, which is the Forest City Ratner Group. Now it's very controversial because eminent domain is used only for government use strictly, but in this case it was given to a private entity. So my question for you is eminent domain an absolute no-no, or can it be justified when it brings a lot of jobs to an area or contributes to its development?
So I would say, I'm not a big fan of eminent domain typically. I'm probably not even a big fan of it in this specific case. But in terms of precedent, there's a lot of precedent around the country for cities to get involved in the building of stadiums. In Indianapolis, in Los Angeles, in Seattle, in a number of different cities across New Jersey, a number of places around the country, cities have been very active in financing the building of stadiums, tax increases or whatever, basically subsidizing the building of a stadium for a private company. Now the reasoning for this is because of the pride and community building that sports does to communities all across the country. Brooklyn hasn't had a sports team since the Dodgers left in '54. So there's a lot of people in Brooklyn are craving for a sports team, and the Nets are offering that to Brooklyn. Yes, I agree mistakes were made in the project, and maybe they shouldn't have used eminent domain altogether, but I think the overall concept is inherently positive because Brooklyn is craving for a sports team. It'll help develop Brooklyn's identity as a community. It'll help bring Brooklyn together and give that community, the city, a lot of pride. And I think that's why the Nets project, yes, mistakes were made, but on the whole, I think it's a big plus for Brooklyn.
Well, I completely agree with some of the things you said, like bringing back a professional sports team to Brooklyn. But my problem with the whole project is that the Barclays Center, where the Nets are based in, is just one part of the bigger project, which is to build the stadium and also build 16 other high-rises in the heart of Brooklyn, an area that needs no further development. So my issue with that is I agree that a lot of times development of stadiums contribute to the overall development of the area, but this is an area which needed no further development. They could have built it somewhere where it could have contributed positively to the community. But here they're going to drive out a bunch of people, and they're also they're potentially going to create some chaos in the area because it's very busy. So my issue is not specifically only with the Barclays Center itself, but the whole project. And I feel like Forest City Ratner did a very clever job of including that in the project, because now it gives it a lot of support for people who will support the team because it's the first team since the Dodgers left. So
I think I agree. I understand the complaints and whatever. I just say I'm not sure it's the Barclays Center and the whole project's fault. And the reason I say this is that the issue of gentrification, the issue of sort of displacing people, it basically, it's sort of a way you can mask the bigger issue of poverty, right? That there are people who need help and whatever. And I think that to ask the people of the Barclays Center to resolve this issue isn't really the right thing to do. I think we need to look at this as a community issue, a city issue, state and federal, about trying to approach the issue of poverty. I think we shouldn't blame the Atlantic Yards project or whatever for making the issue worse. And the second thing I would say is that I'm not sure they should consider that when they're building the project, the issue of, oh, downtown Brooklyn is more developed let's go somewhere that's less developed. I think their thinking is, where's the best place that we can make the most money? That's how a company's supposed to act. Their responsibility is to do this. Now, I agree, it gets fuzzy when the city gets involved. So should the city have negotiated more and be like, you know what, we really are very excited about bringing the Nets back to Brooklyn, but we feel this is not the best area to do it. Let's do it in an area that could actually really benefit from this. That's a possibility. Maybe being in downtown Brooklyn was strategic. You know, it brings more people. It's an easier venue for people to get to, right? If it's all the way in Long Island, that may be very hard for people to go to. So I understand the issue, the complexities, but I just think when we, gentrification complaints, yes, they are legitimate, but let's go to the bigger issue of poverty, not the reshuffling of people that gentrification creates.
So, ladies and gentlemen, those are some of the points we had. One side we're talking about the issue of gentrification and how it relates to America in general, not specifically to this project, but try saying that to people who are being directly affected by the Barclays Center, and people who are being displaced. So for them, it's very hard to take. So the protests and whatnot are completely understandable from that context. So please get involved in the discussion. Leave your feedback, comments, or things that we might want to know about that we don't already know that could inform our opinions. Please mention them in the comment section, any articles, any other piece of information you have. And also check out the description where I will add a link to a website that I'm making where I'll put all the articles that I myself know of regarding the issue. Thank you very much for listening, and hopefully you'll get involved in the discussion. Bye.